look at another clarification. So, two things I want you to think about with whatever you teach. Math, or I know I have a lot of elementary experts in the room, so again, you guys are masters of lots of things. Whatever you teach, I want you to ask yourself sincerely, is this something that kids need to rote memorize? This is social knowledge. I've got to give it to them or there's no way they're going to get it. So I need to tell them that and they need to memorize it. Or is it in fact something that kids need to own, to get, to really have deep down inside? Let's keep parsing this out a little bit. So, let's talk about theme. I know I have some middle school teachers that only teach math, so hang on just a sec, guys. We're going to go to some other subjects for a second. We're going to talk about theme in literature, right? So we're talking about language arts right now, the theme of a work. If we're going to talk about the theme of a work, is this a lesson where, all right, ready? Social knowledge. Theme. I'm going to define theme for you, and you now have it. Go take your state test. You got it. I gave you the definition, you memorize the definition of theme, and we move on. Does that work for theme? Or in fact, if you really want kids to internalize and understand theme and then be able to apply and answer questions about the theme of a work, boy, honey, you better read lots of stuff to them. You better be doing lots of reading and then lots of conversation about the theme of that work. I want you to take that experience that you have with theme and I want you to ask yourself, how can I do that in math? Is math the same way? The same kinds of experience that we have teaching theme, I'm suggesting we need to have teaching much of mathematics. In the same way you would not memorize the definition of theme and be done and expect kids to pull that from rote memory and we're done teaching theme. Let's do a couple of other things. So when you teach problem strings, did everybody experience a problem string yesterday? At least one or two. So think about that experience when you were experiencing a problem string. If you're doing a problem string in class with students, you're exploring relationships. How are the numbers related? How does that impact how you solve the problem? Those are all sort of that theme-like kind of bit. You're really exploring relationships so then they can impact future works that you read when you talk about theme, or impact future problems that you come upon because you want to use those relationships. What if I was teaching, so there's theme. How about classroom management? When you teach classroom management in your classroom, do you say, okay, here's the rule, now you've got it, and we never have to revisit it? Oh yeah, that works really well. Yeah. Or, in fact, do you start your classroom talking about classroom management, and then you experience a little bit, and you go, oh yeah, see, this is what's happening, this is what I meant. Yeah, none of that. Stop right there. And you clarify for kids what's acceptable and what's not acceptable, and if you do that well the first few bits of school, then the rest of the year goes much nicer than it could otherwise. What if you were defining a word? Are you going to start with the definition? Yeah, sure. But then you need to hear it used appropriately again and again and again to really integrate it into your vocabulary. So just a few examples of that.